YouTube, what the crap's going on? Heir of Carthage here, back in Total War Rome 2. Ready to pick up where we left off. We've got a lot of conquering to do. I think we're actually, whoa, a lot of screen lag getting back over here. I think we are actually just about ready to go for the invasion of Britannia. I was just healing up these ships a little. It's calling it hostile territory for my ships, so we're close to moving in there. Let's see, over in Germania, we've got a lot of work to do here. If I had more armies, this would probably be the place for it. Let's see. I am at 11 of 14, so I could have more armies technically, and it probably wouldn't hurt to have an extra one in Germania. I wonder if any of these provinces, though, are properly converted. Not sure how likely that is. No, like this one's still majority Germanic, so I'd have to find the closest province that's actually Punic, which would be here. Or we could pull... yeah, we could pull from here as well. But I don't have the proper buildings in place. So probably best to just pull here from Cisalpina and then march north would be my guess. I mean, this is pretty close as well, but we have better stuff for recruiting here. So let's take that. Let's see. Could build more here at Medlon as well, so it probably doesn't hurt too. Just throw in some industry while we're at it. Let's go ahead and raise forces here. Marharble, Bono. Let's take this guy here. We're going to raise an army. Gonna put him in the Sacred Band Cavalry. Alright. Upgrade that cavalry's weapons and armor. And let's get an army put together here. Ooh, we can get some elephants, which I lost some in another army that I had. Looks like the Carthaginian pikemen are the better ones. Let's go ahead and grab a few pike units. Carthaginian infantry. And we'll take one more Sacred Band Cav, two of those guys, and then some skirmishers. I don't know how good of options we have for skirmishers here. Actually, you know what might be more fun than the pikes, because we've done that before. It's a little bit worn out. Let's do some Carthaginian elite infantry and Sacred Band to make up like an elite center to our army. And then we could do Libyan Peltist, or I could just pick up skirmishers in the field. So I think I'll just pick up skirmishers in the field. We'll go ahead and let those guys finish training. Then let's see how we're doing up here. Go ahead and get that set up. So we got Epidomnos, Apollonia. We need to hit more. We need to hit more Greek settlements, but I don't want to get overextended either. We are at war with the Lugii, who are down here as well. So Lugii control some of those inner provinces. Let's think about the best way to do this. If I take this army over here to Delimnium, I think that's going to be the best option. We can auto-resolve this one because it's pretty clear victory for us. Go ahead and take that over. Kind of stay on the push while we have the opportunity to do so. Don't need that building. Can't support that one. And let's switch that over. So yeah, we'll be able to fix up what we want at that point. Okay. So that means we could go ahead and move here, I think, with relative safety. Let's push up to the borders. I can see a small Athenian army there. I do not have any agents with this army, though, unfortunately. I can't see what's going on down here either. We could go ahead and push Pella, which is a major population center. So yeah, let's end the turn with our armies here and see what turns up for me. And in Germania, I've got another army training to move up there and help. This one in Rugion is kind of retraining a little. They got bashed up a little bit. Let's see. Drop the overall empire maintenance would be my preferred. What else do we get here? Guess. There we go. Let's see my different armies. Okay, yeah, this army had gotten kind of displaced. We had to move it out of this province because they're trying to recover supplies. I had forgotten about that. So we do have this army. It was just struggling to get supplies in that province. We could probably... Let's move it over and see if we're still having supply issues. Yes. So apparently the supply issues are not... are not fixed here, so we're gonna have to wait for some of these farms and other stuff to complete because we're having supply shortages. And it's gonna affect all the way over to here too, so like going around won't do me a lot of good. I might as well just wait here on the edge of that province. So that's what's causing the delay in Germania. Let's actually go ahead and end the turn, but there's a few more upgrades we need to handle. One is this army has some upgrades. And then the general has some upgrades. Public order, empire maintenance, melee attack skill, tax rate, local province. Melee defense. Let's see. Yeah, let's do a little bit of cavalry work. There we go. Let's check out the Pride of Mago here as well. So this one's got another army upgrade. This makes our troops more expensive. It makes them better, but they get more expensive too. And I don't know if that's really worth it or not in the end. Let's go with that one. Okay. Got one more here. The judge's will. So we're going to do the one that reduces empire maintenance, because that adds to my bottom line. Turn ends definitely take a lot longer whenever you have this many armies spread all across the map. The Swabi have not put together a counterattack, and the Greeks have not put together any effective counterattack yet. They did make some, but they were not successful.
Only the greatest.
Yeah, no peace treaty, sorry. The Cimbri are just acting extremely suspicious. Looks like the Kidri here trying to take the opportunity to snag some territory while I'm interrupting. And I don't want them to do that. Great, now Rugion is out of supplies. So that's frustrating. It's going to be quite a few turns until I get the supply pits finished. So, great. That's exactly what I wanted. That army's not taking attrition though, which is good. Still got that one retraining. We're just going to have to kind of sit on it in those areas and see what we can come up with. But yeah, it looks like we're having supply issues in a few provinces.
How can I serve Carthage?
Let's take these guys out, put these guys in port, let them retrain. Got 8 turns of supplies on that ship, so we're in good shape. Of course, yeah, let's just leave those ships right there. So we're about to be able to, well, we're about to be able to invade Ebdani territory. I'm going to go ahead and come down here and hit this city before the Kidri do so, because that's certainly what it looks like they aim to do. Arabian spearmen, some naval garrison units. It's saying that this is going to be an atrocious victory for me. So we're going to have to fight this and prove them wrong. Quite confident that my troops are going to poop on the Nabataean defenders. See what we can do here. I mean, it should be a pretty straightforward engagement. Move my guys in, kill Nabataeans, done. Alright, here we go. I don't see this town layout very often. It's a bit different, not a lot different. Put my pikes over here. Support him with some Libyans. I kind of split my cab between both positions. Got some Scutari. I'll use them to support this flank as well, and we should be good enough. Let's go ahead and...
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Okay, I don't see any naval vessels too terribly close to me. Might bring these cab over here. Let's go ahead and fast forward for a minute. There won't be that large of a defense here to begin with, I don't believe. Actually, there's a pretty good number of men in there, never mind. Shows what I know. I'm gonna start pushing around here. Gonna fill in the gaps. Let's actually push all these guys here too. And our pikes ought to do pretty darn well in this kind of choke point. Okay, horse skirmishers. Okay. I'm gonna push forward with my Carthaginian infantry. What do we got here? Judean nobles. Taking a lot of javelin fire from the town center. Let's push these guys. Got reinforcements. Okay. We should be able to go ahead and push our pikes into the town center. We're taking a lot of javelins out of the town center. Take these guys. Okay. Let's see what we can get done here. I keep waiting for those ships to dock, but they haven't. What all do they have back here? Arabian spear. Might as well go ahead and start. Yeah, as soon as we can get a push going through here, we'll be in good shape. Let's make a push here too. Okay, I'm having trouble pushing all 3 pike units through this gap, so I'm just going to push up with 2. And we'll see if we can go ahead and start pushing these units off of us. Okay, my javelins are returning fire on the town center. We got a... Oh, no, we got a lot of... Let's pull our cavalry back out of here. And let's start filling in with infantry. And we've got infantry to kind of start pushing these guys back here. I'm going to flank these Judean nobles. And then push with this unit. Okay, yeah, now we've got the Nabataeans right where we want them, which is pincered. Attack them, please. Attack. Attack. We're getting outflanked a little bit over here. Let's pull that cavalry around. Okay, our pikes kind of have these guys all bottled up here, but I mean, we are just taking a hail of javelin fire. I can't get my elephants through at the moment, so no real chance. Okay, where are we? We got pikes wavering, just because the sheer amount of javelins flying in. Yeah, we are eating a lot of missiles out of the town center. What the? What are y'all doing? Why are they being all derpy? Okay, yeah, just if we can quiet down the javelin tosses from the town center, it ought to get a lot less crazy. And I'm working on that. My pikes are still alive, and I'm trying to use my peltist to kind of draw some fire here and lay down some fire. And it looks like we're being moderately successful. I wonder if we can sneak through this gap right here and get into the back of this blob. I think we can. We'll probably get a small attack in the... Well, I say a small. There's no such thing as a small attack in the rear penalty. Nope. We managed to get through. Yeah, hit this crap. There we go. So now I got Carthaginian cav into the back of all this mess. And those are not very stable units to begin with. So I'm gonna use this opportunity to absolutely clean house on the Nabataean units. Some more Carthaginian cav rear charges here, so it ought to mop up these guys in a hurry. And then we're gonna come over here, mop up these guys too. Got this cavalry. Yeah, now I've got cavalry all over the town center. And my pikes held out long enough. It was definitely ugly. And we're going to have to chase down these last couple of Arabian spearmen over here, which are kind of a hybrid archer spear unit. You can see them here. Pretty cool unit. So they do have spears, but I don't think they're going to handle an unbraced heavy cavalry charge well. I did lose a pike unit there, but not enough that it's going to be gone forever. And you can see that my Carthaginian cav is now mopping up the remaining units on the town square. Okay, what else do we have left coming in? What the? Ganud? Shibeta or whatever? Yeah, I don't know what these guys are. Sure is laggy up close to them too.
Battle is turning in our favor.
Okay, well I'm gonna run over and get them because apparently they're archers. My pikes took a beating in this battle.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Okay, I've got my cavalry trying to move over. It's just going to take me a minute to get them there. And we can probably bring my bodyguard down through here as well. Yeah, now we'll get them. See what these guys are up to. Hello, losers.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Welcome to Carthage country. Okay. And let's do the same over here. What's this boat here? Are those bow skirmishers? If those are bowmen, that might be bad for my general, actually. Otherwise, we should be safe. Man, the vegetation seems to cause a lot of lag on this mod. That is a spear unit I just engaged here with my general. So we'll see how smart of a decision that was. Probably not so. I'm gonna send one unit over here to try and bail my general out of this mess. Start some infantry down this way too, because my general is getting a little more beat up there than I would like. There we go. Yeah, we should be able to bail our general out of this. He's not taking a lot of losses. And I've got inbound cavalry coming up the docks, and then inbound infantry coming down to the docks. So this is the end of the fight here, pretty much. These guys will probably rout. Yep, there's my cavalry rear charge. So anyway, that's going to be it for that battle. Took some losses, but not anything like what the auto-resolve was predicting. I'm assuming that was being predicted based on numerical values, because they had a lot more men present than I did. Love that Barbarian Rome 1 music. That's some good stuff right there. Man, these loadout screens, they take some time. There we go. So we're going to be able to occupy that last city in this province. So we now control the whole province, which is what I wanted. The Nabataeans pushed back with heavy losses. Pretty much all losses. Good grief. How far are you going to sail away? Alright. And let's start converting some of this stuff. Don't need all this fishing nonsense. And let's tear this building down. There we go. So this province ought to stabilize and be in good shape. And we are ready to continue pushing against Pontus. I haven't done a whole lot of push. We have all of our movement points here, so let's see what's going on at Pella. Not a lot. Athens is pretty weak here at Pella. And they're going to fall without much of a fight. So we will take control of Pella. Let's tear down that building. Otherwise, I don't mind what's there.
My lord. In Valham's name.
Epirus is kind of fallen back from me here. As they should. Epirus was just destroyed, so that was their last army. And we can go ahead and hit Navisos here. I want to put some pressure on the Lugia. I see a Pergamene settlement off in the distance there, so we might get to face some Pergamene forces. Let's go ahead and tear all that down. So, Delimium, get that in, and there we go. So, I think we got all the buildings taken care of there. The Shrine of Belhaman. Do I have... what else is here? It's Majestica. So that province, and then Akink is further north. So we will take care of that soon enough. So made some good progress there. Let's see... up here. Yeah, we still need a turn or something. Let's go ahead and end another turn. Let's go ahead and take care of that. There we go. Heirs to Phoenicia. Let's see. Let's go to Rightful Sovereign. Kick in the reduced empire maintenance again. I love that one. It can save you so much money. I do want to build a death fleet with a ton of Carthaginian marines and like ballista ships and stuff. I need to do that. The Greek cities are reeling. They're not done yet, though. It looks like they're piling up, potentially wanting to make a move back to Apollonia. What's Nabataea? Nabataea is doing some kind of desperation move here. Where did that other army come from? Doesn't even make sense. Alright, desertion, low regional supplies. I'm not taking any attrition because my guys are not out in the field, but we're kind of stuck here, unfortunately, due to the low regional supplies. We've got this army 2 turns from completion. I'm 2 turns from getting the grain pits here. I don't know if we're still suffering. Does not look like we are out of regional supplies here now. So that's good. That means we can move through and put some pressure back on the Swaby. So I'm gonna do that. So, trying to think of the best way to handle this situation. I might go ahead and move this army down here to Apollonia. And this army just took Navisos. Might be best suited to come up here and hit this city, which is undefended. Let's go ahead and get all this stuff turned into what we want. There we go. Alright, so we've taken care of a lot of enemy territory there. I think Athens is down to 1 settlement that I can see. It's Pontus. Pergamon has most of these settlements handled over here. So it looks like we will end up fighting Pergamon soon enough. Interesting. So yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape. Probably just about ready to end this particular video. Yeah, I actually think this is a great place to end this video. So I keep saying it, but I do really feel like we are probably now finally ready to invade over here. Let's see, so we've got this army can hop on these transports. No. Go ahead and come out here. And then this army can hop on these transports. We'll just keep these 2 fleets together. So yeah, we can now sail over here and make a drop and invade Hibernia finally. Finally. We are taking pretty substantial map control here too, so we should be able to start rolling up the rest of our enemies fairly quick. We don't have too terribly far to go to the borders over here, and then it'll mostly just be the east, Asia Minor and the east that's left to take, but we do have a little bit left in the Balkans, so we will have to finish that off. HeirofCarthage signing off for now. I will see you on the next episode.